Nei rata miki ka koutou katoa e hoa mai ngā hau e wha. Ki Waipareira, te whenua o te whakataitai Aotearoa Māori ki Tamaki Makara, Auckland Rugby League in the return of the white V on blue. Yes, it has been many years since Auckland Rugby League have fielded a team representing this proud region. And when we look back in time, there have been some fantastic performances by the Auckland Rugby League squad against international touring teams. And of course, with the zonal play in more recent years, the Auckland Rugby League strip has been somewhat in the background. But now a chance to reignite the interest in that jersey and also to chart a way forward. And in the future, I'm sure we'll see many Auckland teams reconvening and perhaps even travelling overseas or hosting overseas teams here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Ko Deo Tane, rata mihi, ka koutou. It's a double celebration. We had an earlier game with our wahine, which was a fantastic game, played in great spirit, and a victory for Aotearoa Māori that time around. Joining me for today's commentary, Adam Blair, former international, 331 NRL games, and proudly back home too. And he's from Pangaru up in the north, and so we had a great gathering yesterday acknowledging the return of this jersey. And Adam, it's a pleasure to be commentating with you. Māori against Auckland, it's always going to have some interest, and today in slightly challenging conditions we could see something very special, as we did with the Wahine game earlier. Tēnā koe, ho, kia ora.
Tēnā koe, Dale. It's great to be here, and it's I guess it's rugby league weather, and the best type of football and rugby league's played is when it's in the rain and you enjoy yourself and have a bit of fun with it. But it's great to see, the Auckland Rugby League back up and going and on our screens again up against our Aotearoa New Zealand Māori. A great opportunity for both teams to get out there and express themselves. I guess this is the last big competition for league this year, so a great way to go out and to be able to celebrate this on this kind of weather and this day.
Tēnā koe, I don't think that just because it's sparsely occupied stands that there is this interest, far from. We know that technology allows nowadays the imagery to be beamed around the world, and this is coming out live across Sky Sport. Hats off to Sky, who've been such great supporters of rugby league over the years, and also on Auckland Rugby League's proud website and YouTube channels. This Auckland squad is stacked full of talents, and the nice thing about it is that the wider Auckland catchment is represented here. We've got players from Manukau, players out of Otahuhu and Point Chev, obviously, representatives from Point Chev, and one who I have a special mention for today is Lani Graham Tofa, playing in jersey number 10 in the centres for Auckland. He is a Marist saint, and all of us are aware that Marist are going through sad times as a result of the fact that their club rooms in its entirety burnt to the ground a couple of nights ago. Our thoughts are with the Saints, long-time stalwarts of the local club scene, as we get a look here at the Aotearoa New Zealand Māori squad. Now in this lineup we have representatives from right across the motu, from the far north in Ngāpui Nui Tonu all the way down into Ngaitahu and in between. We've got representatives living in Dannevirke but hailing from the Hokianga. We've got Te Aupōuri and Ngāti Porou Ngaitahu, all through this squad chosen out of the Tuakana Tane tournament, which is in its 30th year, held in Rotorua this year, as we see this proud squad making its way onto the field. Convened in relatively short notice to accommodate the opportunity to play against the resurgent Auckland kaupapa, but I know that these proud Māori men will do their utmost to reinstate or to keep the mana in that Māori jersey. There's well a Hauraki, player from the north, now living in the Manawatu, and of course with international experience, I think he might have run with Parramatta and maybe across in England as well. So Adam, some of our smaller communities are represented in this Māori jersey, and of course many of those who are wearing the blue and white today actually have connections right into the hinterland, the provincial towns of New Zealand, and living in the city as a result of the urban drift of yesteryear. So there's lots to celebrate as these two proud teams make their way onto the track.
Yeah, and I guess this is what the opportunity gives those smaller communities all over Aotearoa, is to be able to come here and represent who you are, your people, your whānau, and your journey. So you're coming out here to represent all of that and putting your mana and your whānau on the line, especially here today up against both quality teams that are going at it.
Well, there's a strong Pacifica presence, and of course we know that there are genetic and linguistic connections between Maori and all of the peoples of the Pacific. So in a way, it's a multi-celebration of culture, and there is no denying the role that culture plays in our modern New Zealand rugby league community. And yesterday we had the chance to witness that, acknowledge those who have contributed strongly to Auckland Rugby League, and a special mention to Tane, who was inducted into the Immortals of Auckland Rugby League recently, and Tane Mani, likewise, both fantastic contributors to our kaupapa. Here are the lineups for both our squads here today. Great to have you with us here on Sky Sport, as these two teams are acknowledging those who are present, but perhaps drawing on the inspiration of those who have long passed, which is so important in our cultural approaches of 2023. Lovely haka from there. Te tima Māori, and earlier in the day, Mihi Whakatau to officially welcome the two teams. You see the images there, the administration body of Auckland Rugby League. You know, when we think back to Rugby League of yesteryear, those who remember Carlaw Park, remember the midweek battles, playing against Auckland was officially, not officially but unofficially, seen as the fourth test match. And so there have been some tremendous efforts, undoubtedly victories over Australia, Great Britain, and touring sides from Australia, certainly part of the background, and celebrating the return of Auckland and the proud blue jersey with the white V. Te tima Māori about to perform their haka, an acknowledgement of the importance of this day. Te rā whakahedera. Let's take in the haka now, here on Sky Sport. Not going to back down as well. That's the attitude on show here. Often they keep the teams apart, Adam. Perhaps could have done well not to. Dylan Tavita staring it down, step forward, and so the challenge is real. But the respect is also there. What a start to the game, Adam Blair.
Seen a couple of those this year too, Dale. You know, the Kiwis did one earlier and a few weeks ago against the Aussies, but not as close as those fellas got to each other. But this is what it's about. It's the cultures going after each other. It's Aotearoa, New Zealand Maori up against the Auckland team. Some of them must probably be mates in there as well, and they want to get up on each other. So a great opportunity here to go out there and be interested to see how this kickoff goes, that's for sure. Absolutely, and it was hotly contested in the Wahine game a couple of hours ago, and this one will be no different. Great to have you with us on Sky Sport. Nei rata mihi. Hara mai and welcome. Ko Waka led the haka and led that, a former Navy personnel. Cole played on the shore, very proud of his
connections, Cole. And he hails from Aotearoa, and ngai tū hoi kia ora to all our whananga, down country, and these proud Māori communities. Māori don't have too many opportunities to play in recent times, bar the All-Stars game, of course, which generates tremendous cultural pride. But here in a more localised sense, at home here in Aotearoa, it's great that we're able to witness this game once again. Bucky Parkinson will be in control of the action here today, and expect some fireworks, but also expect some skillful play and some powerhouse forward work, some big units in both sides, and they'll be doing all the forward clashes and the momentum you come to expect. Great to have you with us. We are underway, Auckland, and the white V on blue, out for the first time in a long time, and the first push forward for the Māori squad. Relatively short time to reconvene. A couple of the players back to having represented the squads that came across from Australia in the Tuakana Tane tournament. 37 teams took to the field. There were some classic matches there as well. So great to have you with us. Daniel Ticehurst with the first touch of the ball. This is an angled run back on the inside for Tuakana Waitiri. Bro with the purple hair shouldn't be hard to miss out on the field. Number 9 today is Navajo Doyle. They call him Buddha. And he'll be up against his brother, his cousin Geronimo, who is playing number 6 for Auckland today. So the Māori squad quick to get out and get involved. This is Forever Whaingaa. And jersey 20, number 1. A few shuffle arounds too, as some of the jerseys obviously didn't fit positionally. But, we'll do our best to keep you informed on what's going on. Tui Mava there, proud name in the Auckland colours. As well as Hauraki in jersey number 12 is in, mentioned. He's now living in Dannyburg. He's been trying to pull together his Māori cousins, Aidan Ackland. He has his first touch of the ball. And Maya Sands is in there as the Auckland coaching staff look on. It's there for Tui Moano and Tusa Lafaele. With a little mistake, we'll see the proud green, white and black strip of the Māori with the first scrum feed of the afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's a really great first set for them. Aotearoa New Zealand Māori team get down there, got to their kick real simple. I think Harry Durbin got a couple of hit-ups in there, got them down the track. Good kick chase, nice kick to the corner, put pressure on the Auckland team, and then Auckland come up with a mistake here. So Aotearoa Māori straight into the thick of things here, attacking the line, see what Auckland can do defensively. Close
to our broadcast side, the big prop forward in 25 is Jamal Hunt. And, he is a very direct runner, but just with his bulk and size and post-contact effort, he is a real handful. Certainly proved to be that in Rotorua. 24 today, Sione Fa'au. He too is one of the leaders now in his mid-30s, Sione. But a really popular identity in and around south of Auckland that is. And he is a great ball player and distributor. A little bit of heat on, but that's not unexpected, I guess, Adam.
He's a big boy, old Daniel. He's carried that ball strong a couple of times now. I don't know how you can tackle someone high. He looks like he's nearly 7 foot on the field. There's plenty of body to tackle and you go high on him. So some more pressure here building up for the Auckland team. Aotearoa Māori going at them again, attacking the line. See what they can do.
It's the first real effort with the ball in hand. It's this Ticehurst. He is a big unit in his own right. So Māori issuing some challenges. Drop off ball back up onto the inside for Hauraki. He's taken out in the tackle of foul. It's Cody Walker, coach of the Māori squad. A good carry here too from Tyler Slade. Dummy half work for Doyle. Numbers down the right-hand side. First little effort towards the line. They're over the line, but Pekino won't be able to get the ball down. That's the situation for James Flack, who'll get up to play the ball. So whipping the ball out quickly through Nathan Brown. Stepping on the inside. Despite creating an opportunity, the grubber kick onto the far side of the field. Everyone's jamming for it. Auckland do well. The winger there, Smart work. Sifania, Carly, Lupo. Good start from both teams. 10 metres out here for Auckland as Aidan Ackland feeds on to foul with a strong push forward. And causing 3, in fact, 4 defenders. The post-contact meters impressive once again for foul. He's lost the football. But the referee instead sees it differently, and he'll say that there was a hand in there, even though there was an appeal from Ticehurst. Good carry from foul.
Yeah, very, very strong carry. Auckland were under pressure there. Great little kick. Someone come out of the line here, put pressure on them. Could have executed this through the hands, but put a kick through. The chase was there. Nearly got the old rugby league football bounce. Sefana Kalalupo brings it back, and a strong carry from the front row, earning themselves a penalty, going after the Aotearoa Māori now.
Now, Adam, although all of us are aware you're really whangarei raised, or actually from Pangaru, but that you didn't play in the Auckland comp as a young fella for Hibiscus Coast. What's interesting now is that this team is able to draw from the catchment. I'm sure that Hibiscus Coast is the furthest point north, but all the way down to the Pukekohe Pythons and beyond, maybe even Tuakana. Not that there are any reps out of Pukekohe this time, but that just reminds us of the catchment, which has been compromised somewhat with the introduction of zonal play and Akarana, Falcons, Stingrays, etc. So to have that wider catchment is a really neat opportunity. We'll talk about your time at the coast in a moment as we watch Hunt. Look at that run. Look at him go. He is big and powerful, Jamal Hunt. Quick play the ball too. This is danger time. Plenty of willingness here from those in the Auckland strip, right in front of the posts. And dummy half work for To'ofoe from the Manukau Magpies. To'ofoe, he'll dish it out to the left. Ackland is cagey. He's dangerous. Runners out there. Ledger. Beautiful finish on the far side. Superb. And it's the Otahu flyer, Whiaiwa Whainga, who scores first up here for Auckland in what was a beautifully constructed try. He scores on the far side of the field.
Started in the middle of the park with a nice strong carry. Built some momentum through that. Ackland out wide. Francis Ledger, who's been around the game for long now, played in a lot of the Fox stuff, 4-point Chev. And just as smarts here about just drawing him, passing and keeping that winger under pressure, making him make that decision. Nice try out wide. Great structure, great shape, good run, good carry.
Good lead-up work. Jamal Hunt once again proving just how solid he can be for Auckland. And Francis Ledger, we spoke so highly of him yesterday. He is the co-captain today for this Auckland squad alongside Aidan Ackland. But Francis is a guy people like to play with, beside. He's a great leader. He's a skillful footballer in his own right, as was evidenced by his sharp pass in the end to Whainga. But this is a very good Auckland team, and it's going to take some beating from this Māori squad here this afternoon. Drawing first blood out wide. Auckland. Just getting back to your involvement there with the Hibiscus Coast. I mean, that morphed into an opportunity that took you away as a teenager, and of course the illustrious career that followed off the back of that. How did you end up playing in Auckland in the first place?
Well, I think that's the most important thing about seeing this the white V and the Auckland strip back out again. And I think that's where the opportunity came for myself, being able to play in an Auckland competition very briefly with the Hibiscus Coast, coming down for a competition that they ran in 2002, a long time ago, Dale, called the NJC, and out of that picked up a foundation team that they called out of the whole competition, come up and played against all the Auckland boys and got picked up that way and got seen over in Australia and been able to get, I guess, scouted from there through playing in an Auckland competition, but then also getting over to Australia to be seen by, I guess, the Melbourne Storm, and that's how it kind of journeyed for myself. Never played rugby league before, took up an opportunity to go over to Aussie and learn the game, and the history is all there now.
And Adam ended up in high school, part of the feeder structure that's been developed by the Storm, as one of the prominent high schools up in the GC as a feeder club. And so, who knows, you know, some of the footage that we see from Wednesday night footy with Auckland Rugby League or the like, or even this tape, I know it's an old term, this video footage, you're never quite sure where it can end up and who might be watching at times. So it provides a wonderful showcase for some of our players with ambitions to develop professional careers, and also it's a taonga for many whānau when they look back in time when these guys are old grey-haired cats and say, gee, have a look at Uncle Jamal when he used to be on the boil. So we're pleased to be able to bring the coverage to you and acknowledging the thinking behind bringing back this Auckland strip. Just on 10 minutes gone, 4-0 scoreline here as Auckland sensibly kicked downfield, but just slightly askew. And so they'll come all the way back for the restart. Māori will have the ball and find themselves in decent field position to mount a challenge.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with this Auckland, especially off a try. You want to just complete your set. I see the point on what he was trying to do. If you could execute that kick, great kick. That ended up nearly being a 40-20 in the end. So, the game's made up of inches and moments, and there's a moment that he may want back again. But now they have to defend their line, and the Aotearoa Māori got to go after Auckland and see if they can capitalise and get some points on the board early.
I'd like to acknowledge the efforts that have gone in by John Devonshire as the chair of Māori Rugby, the structuring of these tournaments. And our Mokos play in a counties team at the Tamariki tournament, which is held in Whakatane. We'll get to it in a moment. They stay with the play. 97 teams. 97 kids teams. It was the greatest vibe of parental positivity I can witness, or have witnessed in a long time. Auckland wisely muscling up there on defence and holding back Wala Hauraki, holding up the pass. There are numbers out here for Auckland, but couldn't get there. Nathan Brown from Tane ears to ground. He's only 8 out from the try line. And there's the threading of the need. A little bit of a fumble, but eventually recovering at the back there, Oli Tua Mavave. What you might notice too is that the Māori guys have got their names on the strip. That we know giving back of those jerseys by the sound of things, Adam.
No, none of the whānau or the cousins will be taking those ones off the boys. Those ones are special too. The ones that you play in the Aotearoa Māori jerseys that you get, no matter what team you play for, if you've got your name, everything on there, it means a lot. It's special. Here we go, short drop. We see this a lot now, but a penalty, unlucky for the Auckland team. Got to be aware of the new style of game that's been played, especially with these short dropouts. It's a 50-50 opportunity. It's easier to defend your line than go down the whole field.
Well, it's another short dropout as well. In fact, this is we're getting another squiz at it. Speaking of gears, I'll get to Dane O'Hara in a moment too, because while he was inducted as an immortal of Auckland's Rugby League, he looked absolutely dashing in his blazer. But we'll talk of it in a moment. Hit up time for James Flack, who's to ground here, 5 out from the try line. Navajo Doyle is looking to punish his cousin. He said yesterday when interviewed at the pre-game luncheon that he wants to get across his cousin Geronimo, playing in 6 for the Auckland team and giving the ball some air. This is a lovely little shaped up run too for Nifai Puru. It's a common name down in the Waikato, Nifai. And from Ngāti Mahuta, this ball has gone to ground and it is scrambled for and recovered here. But not to the referee's liking as we get a look onto the bench, into the bench. Yeah, and just while we see this replay. So Dane O'Hara has got a stack of blazers that he kept, Kiwi blazers. He played over 500 first grade games because they play a lot more than NRL over in England, Dane. So he said, I'm sure I've got an Auckland Rugby League blazer. Well, he pulled one out. It was from his days as a 19-year-old playing for Auckland that he was given in 1973. So for 50 years, he's kept it hanging in his wardrobe. And it looked sharp as the day it was made. And what's even more impressive is that Dane O'Hara fitted it like a glove. So he's never been a big guy. He's represented New Zealand and it was judo and also touch, but he's been a lean, mean running machine for many years and still is. So big ups to you, Dane. Drives tow trucks out in the Whangaparoa Peninsula nowadays. So it was lovely to see that blazer 5 decades on. Here he is again, Jamal Hunt, hunting for work too. He played against some big guys and, while there's sort of an omni-physique really as footballers nowadays, which used to be back rowers, you can be centres, but you can play at prop. Genuinely big guys coming few and far between in the modern professional game.
Well, the game's changing ever so much with the years, and the size of players are becoming, your front rowers aren't your 120 kilos, but you've got the odd Adam Whanua Blake, who's about 120, maybe nearly 125. They are hard to stop. If they've got footwork, they've got a pass, they've got good feet. Those kind of middle players are what you need in teams if you've got a good engine on you. But here we go. It might be shoulder charge, I think. I think he's been in the thick of things.
Well, Aiden's taken a few whacks. He's a tough character, and he's back on his feet. He's been such a neat contributor over the years, Aiden. Qualified lawyer as well in the background, and of course his dear old dad's such a well-respected guy in the rugby league community. John, there's a little bit of nervousness. He's not the biggest bloke, but I tell you what, you'd struggle to find a bloke with a bigger heart than Aiden Auckland. I'm pleased to see he got through that one okay. So here they come again, Auckland up by 1. And again, Hunt. He's been playing strong. Māori going to have to keep an eye on him. That is a sensational opening to this match today. And there it is, a split and a slide. And it's Tuakana Vave. We're talking about prominent names in our code. Ollie's been fantastic too in recent seasons. Plays for the Point Chevalier Pirates. And he was the recipient of a fine ball and sliced through. Looking as though the referee is just a little unsure. We'll follow it. It looks all right here. Yeah. Sweet as it up. Fine try.
Nice try. I think the Auckland team's doing a really good job. Aotearoa Māori aren't doing themselves any favours, giving away silly penalties, allowing Auckland to get down there and play their style of football. They've got some nice shape when they get the ball into Aiden Auckland's hands. And obviously got their Francis Leisure out wide who's got that experience. But their middle players for me are the ones that are creating that momentum for them to allow them to be able to play this type of football. Nice structure, running hard through the middle of the park, using their feet to get down, playing the ball really quick, which in our games are, it's not a hard skill to do anymore. The game's real simple. It's build momentum through the middle of the park to allow your halves, Aiden Auckland, who is a smart footballer, to do what he does best, and that's what Auckland's doing. Their middle players are working really hard to get the Aotearoa Māori are giving them opportunities through their ill discipline and allowing the likes of Aiden Auckland to run their shape, and Auckland looking sharp every time they do it.
So Francis Leisure get the chance to add the extras here. 2 good tries. The first to Whainga, that was well shaped too, down the left edge, and then this time around with Tuakana Vave's insightful injection into the line, and the well-timed pass, really the key to the success. Closer range here, and a good chance we'll be looking at a 10-0 scoreline here. The Māori squad have been brought together and haven't had a lot of time in camp together, just a few days. But even so, Auckland were looking to get a game where we can bring back the jersey, reinstate the mana. They needed some opposition, and Māori stood up and said, okay, we'll put a team together and have a go. So they'll need to be very watchful here. A lot of these players are coming off great play in the New Zealand Championship. There's Francis's kicking style, perhaps on a Halligan tee. I'm not sure. Do you note them yourself?
That looks like a Daryl tee, but a big mistake here from Aotearoa Māori. They've gone and kicked off the ball and it's gone out on the full, and they're building more pressure on themselves by letting themselves off with some of those opportunities. They're kicking out on the full, a simple mistake, giving away ill-disciplined penalties to allow the Auckland team to get down here. And then we just got, very lucky there. Auckland went to go kick that one out and tapped in, but it was out. So Aotearoa Māori under a bit of pressure again. Build momentum through the middle of the park. Auckland will do the same thing again and then go after them on the edges.
Yeah, a bit of a wonky old kick there from Geronimo that time. But it's now Auckland and problematic as the Otahuhu flyer, Benedict Wharton, has the football. And now to the back row. So it's Tavita looking once again for their power runners through the middle. Defenders having questions asked of them, and the spotlight shone upon them. Foul once again gets them set. He's only 7 metres away from the try line. Māori will have to muscle up here. Threatening times. Little dummy, show, go. Hasn't got it down though. The referee was in there, well positioned, perfectly positioned in fact, and it was held up over the line.
Yeah, very lucky there, Aotearoa Māori. Some of those coach-killing tries when a 9 sneaks over the try line, when that should be your first and foremost thought, is to make sure you look after the ruck. Lucky enough, Aotearoa Māori held him up, but here Auckland back on the attacking end for their middle players.
Well, great names of yesteryear come to mind who've worn this jersey. And again, we're seeing what a powerhouse of talent the Auckland wider region is. So we see some preparations there for Whai Mani. And also got Pat Sipley in the wings as well. So plenty of talent, plenty of real skillful players also. And the number 3 getting himself into the mix. That's Desmond To'ofoe. It's great to see him in there, acknowledging the great season that the Manukau Magpies have had in 2023. And big kia ora to the viewers who are associated with that proud club. Now this is Wheels time. Wheels back on the inside. Here's the kick. Where's the chase? How's it going to unfold? Blue jerseys coming back in numbers. That was terrific play. And the Māori team have forced her back into the in goal. Ledger says he's got back into the field of play. But a great chase from Maya Sands as Ledger tries to work it away from dummy half, and it will be a penalty this time around. Let's have a look. That is absolutely gassing. And Sands sends it back on the inside. The chase is on. But to their credit, they got back quickly as well. That's Whainga. And Sands. And it's very, very entertaining rugby league from long range. And the Māori squad showing that they too can mix it up. It's big Dan Ticehurst and Nathan Brown coming in as the scrum sets. Tyler Slade at the back. 17 today's Tahi Bagali. All of them got plenty of experience. Tahi with his connections into the Tai Tokorau. Scrum set. Māori poised. Taken from the back. Half volley, nicely handled. Hauraki with the carry, 5 metres out. Wants to quick play the ball. That will be delivered here to Doyle. Turns it to the right-hand side onto Ticehurst. He's wrapped up in the tackle of Benedict Wharton predominantly. And then thrown to ground. To good effect. Pat Sipley in the mix. And 17. Māori holding, then delivering. And Jelen Rewiti is the man who runs nicely onto the football. So it's Doyle once again, poor pass, and Māori give up a great opportunity. Some just sloppy work really. And Tuamavavi will cut forward on behalf of the blue and white.
Yes, a couple of times Navo Doyle's been in that 9 position which he's playing and gave away a couple of wayward passes where he's turned the ball over when they've been able to attack the line. I think if they can execute those passes around the ruck and get the ball to the people that it needs to be in, they might give themselves a chance. But again, Aotearoa Māori, ill-disciplined, giving away penalties, not on side. Stales made again. Goes.
Yeah.
Getting stuck in and trying to make a presence, but giving away some penalties at the same time. So someone, if Auckland are looking to identify someone where there's a weakness or someone that's going to give away penalties, keep putting numbers around him, and he seems to be getting a little bit niggly with it all.
Well, here's Pat Sipley. He's been such a powerhouse in the local domestic competition club-wise. And once again, noting the eyes-up footy and willingness to just charge into his work from Ledger. Of course, Pat and his brother, To'ofofoa, shaping up. Hauraki having a good old look at To'ofofoa. No love lost in the middle. Referee wants to hold us up. He knows there's a lot of testosterone out on the track today. And that's understandable.
He's come out of the line here well and make a statement for his team. Trying to win back some momentum out. Bang, there he goes. Bumps into old mate. Oh, hold on a second.
That's the way it is. Through the middle this time around. As I say, some shuffled numbers on backs. And Māori will be very, very mindful that conceding a try here could be devastating. And the referee has asked him to back up as Makaya Tafua. And the turnover of possession, Māori have the ball on their 10-metre line. Let's have another look here. So close. This play. And well handled in the end by Doyle. One thing about Navajo, though, he tries. He tries different things. And while some might not quite work out, you can never doubt his intent. He's a very competitive footballer. To the right-hand side we come this time around. Māori just need to settle themselves down. It's a long way to go here. They can ill afford to lose possession in this half of the field. Some solid D coming in here.
Great line there, in behind the ruck. That's where we'll go for the Aotearoa Māori. If you just keep chipping away through the middle of the park, they've got some big boys. Auckland, they can just keep poking their nose in behind, keep putting pressure on the Auckland middles. Great kick, great chase. Sometimes your kick's only as good as your chase, and yes, he's dropped the ball to Mavave. He's normally quite safe under the high balls too, but look at the intent in the chase to get down there. If you don't have that intent, you're unable to hold the Auckland up in their end goal here. Yeah, got to be careful here. Short drop out again.
There's Cody Walker. So he's been a bit of a cool cat too. He had a great club career, Cody, and he'll be a proud man to have been given the role of coach of this hastily convened Māori squad. But nevertheless, he goes down to the record books as a feather in his coaching cap. As we see Waka, this time with the football, Maya Sands has proven that he's up for it today. Some great chases. It's just some solid D coming in across the top here also. Matthew White, bit of a stand-down at the moment with his defensive work. Māori with the football, one out running, wriggling around trying to get their way forward is Dylan Savita. Shane Pumapi from Te Roroa. This dummy half, that ball's gone down, and a mistake they could ill afford to make.
I was going to say that Aotearoa Māori, every time they're down here, they just can't seem to get that pass away from 9, and replacements come on and something happened again. I think the Auckland are getting in and around that ruck and whacking at the hands of the Aotearoa Māori team. They can't seem to get themselves in these positions. But I think they get the ball back here because I think there was a knock on. He's hit the ball down. So it'd be good to see what shapes and structures that Aotearoa Māori want to run down here. They need to be real patient. They've been down here a few times. They need to come away with some points here just to put some pressure back on the Auckland team, build some confidence and some momentum through the Aotearoa Māori.
Jack Fowler is the man with the purple here, so he'll be hard to miss as Māori mount this challenge. Eden Ackland is equal to that challenge initially too with his defensive effort. Out of dummy half, they'll change the angle and straighten up through the middle. Again, they're inviting Wela Hauraki, who's one of their most experienced, to push his way forward, quick play the ball. A little bit of confusion there, and that ball's been jarred loose. Referee will say we're okay to play on. Dummy half work for Pumapi. Holding nicely for Puru. Threading the needle, and there's Maya Sands with the chase. Really need to see Māori get the ball to Maya because obviously he's got some speed to burn. And there's no doubting his commitment here. As we have another look. Little left footer into the end goal. Pretty skinny end goals actually at this park.
Yeah, it is. And I think Auckland, and then hence why I think Nifai Puru is putting those grubbers in because Auckland are nice and tight, but they're defending really well. They're not giving them any opportunities to play through them. They're nice and straight on the line, so every time they play short to Wela Hauraki, they cover them up. Aiden Ackland's defending really well. So the only option is to try and put in a grubber, but they've got to execute this. Momentum's swinging back again. I think this is the game of rugby league. It's who can control the momentum for the longest period of time, and at the minute, no one really has the momentum of the game, and it's open for someone just to grab this. And Aotearoa Māori have had a couple of opportunities inside the halves and inside the 20. Can't seem to execute around that ruck area, or a little bit unorganised.
the Sefo Fuimwano, proudly coaching alongside Tusa Lafayette, the latter, with the Otahu Leopards Club, and kia ora to all of our connections watching in today from that proud club. Many of the clubs obviously have eclipsed the century mark. Here's Māori with the football as Cole Waka carries it. Auckland across the top on the tackle. Well assisted. There's some purposeful direct charge this time around. Well, Māori just getting themselves set. As Shane Pumapi applauds the effort, just trying to work out a strategy going forward. And there's another penalty as well. And too high. And the number 8 is chastised by Auckland-based referee Paki Parkinson. It's Benjamin Benedict Wharton. So Māori well positioned here as Tahi Bagali takes the ball to within 12 metres. They've conceded 2 tries, one in the 8th, one in the 19th minutes to Whainga and Tua Mavave, but they are well positioned to get one back as Fowler carries the football within 7. Pumapi, Bagali to the left. Pumapi has a little look to the right and then darts forward and then spins to score. Skillful play. And up they go, Māori. They are delighted by the effort. And Shane Pumapi, well, they had them second guessing, but it was the late reach out to plant the football ultimately was the success. And it's right under the crossbar. So this will be 6 points. Let's have another look at his skillful play.
Yeah, this is smart work here in the middle. One mark, he shows to the right, jumps out to the left. I think A's a little bit wide, but all strength, all mana to try and get that try down. I think this is where, both teams need a target around the middle of the park. It's the big boys. That's where you build your momentum. And you've seen Auckland in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes building their momentum for the middle of the park to create that opportunities out wide. So I think the same can go for the Aotearoa Māori. If you work through the middle first, tie out those middles, make them have to work wider, get the opportunities, get the ball into Nifai Puru's hand and play some structure in your shape. Even if you're dropping well, Hauraki back with the feet that he has and the footwork that he's been creating every time he gets the ball, there's opportunities back through the middle of the park. So if both teams are going back into their huddle, I'm thinking about having a conversation around where we're going to win the momentum and how we're going to do that. And we run hard first and foremost with support, get down, play the ball quick, get some momentum off the back of that and get our fast boys around there. I think we talk about Waitere getting in there. He's got some speed, he looks tough. Get him in there, get some runs into him. I think he's been quite quiet since his long run, so Aotearoa Māori looking to get some faster boys around the ruck. Here it is again, show right. Good work from the 9, reaching out. Great try underneath the sticks.
Yeah, it's perfect, wasn't it? He couldn't have done that better, and he took it upon himself to take it to the line, and a wonderful effort. There have been some fantastic players who've worn the Māori jersey across time, of course, and it first started Māori Rugby League way back in the 1930s when King Koriki designated the game as the game for Māori, and obviously, it's had a wonderful history, which is being acknowledged here by Auckland Rugby League also. Interesting situation in the game with 7 to play in the first half. Hope you're enjoying the action. Thanks to Sky Sport for broadcasting this fixture at relatively short notice. Hats off to Shane Price from Auckland Rugby League and the other connections. He thought it important the jersey was given another opportunity to be showcased, and here's Maya Sands. He continues to impress with his fleet-footedness and swift skills down the left edge. Fowler. Play the ball, it's Pumapi and Puru. The left foot of Puru putting some pressure on at the back for Tua Mavave, who does very well. Also well chased, well grasped in the defensive effort. Lots to like about what's been on show so far in the first half.
Oh, and that's I guess that's a perfect set for the Aotearoa Māori, is to be able to get down and make 90 metres in a set. Nice kick here for Nifai Puru, left foot, pressure. Yeah, I reckon he's got his foot on the ground. We'll play on here, get stuck in there, and Aotearoa Māori going after the Auckland team. Seeing opportunities there, this is what that creates pressure. There might be a knock-on. Francis Ledger. Heaps of experience when it comes to rugby league. Most probably not the best pass, but we're seeing what they're seeing. They see a bit of space out there because Aotearoa Māori are trying to come up after them. They get the ball to his hand. You never know what comes off the back of that. So put pressure back on themselves now. Aotearoa Māori going after Auckland. See what they can come up with off the scrum.
Yeah, the pass wasn't great. He's taken plenty that are tougher than that, though, Francis. So you can sense the frustration in his own reaction, having put the ball down. But what it does it creates a prime situation here for Te Tima Māori as they pack themselves in. There's Maya Sands. What a player he is. And he has connections to Ngati Raukawa. Proudly, Maya. And he can certainly peel back the meters. Puru and Hauraki. He's been used well. One of the most experienced, and so at times playing sort of inside centre. And now Māori on the charge. They'll leave it for their forwards to set the stage and create something out wide. Sands will be out to the left-hand side as Pumipi works right. The back rower, then holding, eventually delivering the football here to James Flack, who couldn't get across. Some good D out wide, including Geronimo Doyle, who was there to halt the run. Staggered effort here from Tyler Slade, but he's away from one. Bit of a late tackle on Slade too. It popped the pass and then got barreled for his troubles. Couple of metres out from the try line. Can Pumipi pull off another bit of clever dummy half work? He won't bother this time. They do try to thread the needle. It hits the posts and is still alive. The referee says that Tuimavave got at it. The Māori team were a little anxious or even adamant that they had got the 4-pointer. We'll get another chance to have a look. Our on-field referee won't get the chance to review, so it hits the post. Well, he's well positioned to see Tuimavave put the ball down, so can't doubt his decision. That one's heading towards the touchline, but stays in fractionally. Good, solid hit from Pat Sipley. He's powerful, Pat. Honestly, he's big and tough. Brutal defence that time around, and Māori didn't get a chance with the football. Bit of time out here.
He's gone for a bit of a change-up in his hairstyle too, Pat Sipley. We're also used to seeing him with his hair tied up and flowing locks everywhere, but look at this contact here. Oh, I reckon he may have hit him on the chin there, and may have caused him to lose that ball with a little bit of concussion or late concussion or something there. But he's dropped the ball pretty quick. I don't know if we can go back and view that stuff, but the contact was there, bit of on his tafa.
That's Blix tafa from the Waikato.
Strong carry though.
Oh, Blix, yeah, it was. At first I thought there might have been a head clash, but seemingly not. Just one of those brutal tackles that prop forwards like you love to put on, Adam Blair.
Here he comes. This is a winger running the ball back into a front rower.
Oh, where?
We know how that always ends up.
Yes,
120 kilos up against an 85 kilo player.
Pretty much.
I've done my math.
Well, that's the sort of footy we can expect from the Sipleys. They've been powerhouse contributors. This time, Matt White, quickly to his feet, White. Little darting run, straight up the middle. Can't doubt what's going on here in the middle. There's plenty of mana on show. Plenty of ihi and wehi and ka, all of these things that Māori treasure and pride ourselves on so much are on show here this afternoon. Here is Ledger, and he puts away the flyer again as Whainga, and on the inside is Tuimavave. That's class footy. That's good to watch. And it looks good, even better, when it's done with a blue jersey and a white V. Auckland put another try in. That's try number 3.
Yeah, great opportunities again. This is the man you want the ball in hand. Francis Ledger's been around so long, and I know I keep repeating myself about him, but he's a footballer and knows what to do in situations like that. You see the excitement there from Tuamavave. Look at this. Nice sleight of hand, Jordan, the winger. Yeah, nice little pass back in the inside. Always present. Your fullback push it up around the middle of the park or even through the middle. Nice pass back in. Great try. He's excited about that too. They were just coming off their line there.
Yeah, well, with the zonal construct, a lot of these guys don't get a chance to play together. They might be in the Central Auckland squad rather than the wider Auckland, and then of course you've got Counties Manukau. So there's a lot of enjoyment there, wasn't it? When the Otahuhu flyer, Whainga, was able to time his pass back on the inside. But the fullback had to be there. He anticipated what was happening and put himself in the position, and that's what good players do. And his hand went up to acknowledge the pass, I think it was, too, from Foiva. And this will be give me straight ahead one for Francis. Māori will be disappointed to have conceded too, because they look threatening themselves, and pushes it out to 10. But very soft hands Francis Ledger has, and the timing of the pass back on the inside was perfect. And I think his white tooth grin really set it off Ollie. It's very satisfying for wings too when they get it right in that way. Remember, they're going Hundy down the left edge to time their pass back. I mean, it looks easy, doesn't it, Adam? But it's not. We should acknowledge the expertise on show.
Well, as a winger, you've got to get your timing right, because if you're too late and you're not there for a good pass, especially when you've got good centres, you want to be nice and flat on running onto the ball. So you only need that millimetre just to be outside your winger, and you can come up with opportunities and tries like they just did. So great work from the Auckland and going into this half in front.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting first half. I hope you'll agree, and I hope you're enjoying the action. It's 16-6, but a long way to go in this one as we reignite interest and revitalise interest in the blue Auckland strip. It hasn't been on show for a long, long time, but it is back, and Māori are in there as very willing competitors as well. Hope you're enjoying the action from West Auckland. Right here on Sky Sport, it's Auckland at the halftime break, leading Māori 16-6.
Shane Cooper turns out nicely to John Ackland. Ackland drops left, drops right, he's there! And Ackland has won it.
Straight run to meet Ackland. He just slices through the middle.
Oh, but he's still got the ball there. Ackland, he's going to go all the way through here.
Hi, my name is Aidan Ackland from the Mount Albert Lions. I'll be playing for Auckland against the Aotearoa New Zealand Māoris on November 18th. Playing for Auckland is, pretty special. Being the third generation of Ackland, to be able to do it is something that I never thought I'd really be able to do, especially considering that the team hasn't been around in a few years. So when the opportunity came around, I was really happy and excited, and I think when the day comes, we'll sort of set in a bit more. I think bringing the Auckland team back is really important for a couple of reasons. First is tradition. A lot of Auckland Rugby League is sort of built on tradition. A lot of families, my family's been around Auckland Rugby League for, generations, and I'm not the only one. There's multiple sort of families across the Auckland Rugby League scene who have been around for quite a while now, and the tradition aspect of it is quite important. Second reason why having an Auckland team, is pretty important is can sort of be a pathway from Fox and higher levels of footy. Sometimes boys do struggle with that jump a lot of the time, so I think it would be a really good opportunity, especially for some of the young boys who are looking to play higher levels of footy, to sort of get that taste of what real high level, high quality football looks like.
There is one thing that's happening that I know you'll be jumping out of your seat for. They're going to bring back the Auckland jersey. The Auckland jersey. You mentioned at the beginning of this chat about hanging on to history. How does that make you feel?
The Auckland jersey, I don't want to be disrespectful to the Kiwis in any way, because the Kiwis have been a big part of my life. But for many, it was just as important, or even more important, to be picked for Auckland as it was to be picked for the Kiwis. Auckland Rugby League has got such a proud history of holding its own and beating top international sides. So that Auckland, and all those were wearing that blue top with had two V's, a thick white V and a thin white V. That was the Auckland Rugby League jersey and white pants. And that jersey, I mean, it's so respected globally. It's so respected globally.
Even now?
Even now it is. People have forgotten, because the game is evolving at a rapid pace. Particularly with the NRL and whatnot, things are happening really, really quickly. But if we think back carefully to not too long ago, the Auckland Rugby League was an extremely powerful ground of the best breeding ground, the best breeding ground on the planet of rugby league players in the world.
A massive shout out to the ARL Aunties. They have been promoting alcohol-free, positive sideline behaviour, making sure that everybody is encouraging everybody to enjoy rugby league.
Kia ora, and welcome back to West Auckland Trust Arena, and it's a 10-point ball game here as Auckland and their strip that's been reintroduced to our rugby league public have done well with a try late in that first half. In fact, there were 2 tries to Aotearoa Mavave that have amounted to this 10-point lead. Let's have a look at the tries as they came around. The 3 Auckland scored were fine. Have a look at Francis Ledger's timing and the way he delivers to Whainga on the far side of the field too. That was the first one, unconverted. The second came to Tuakana Mavave. He's been probing a lot for Auckland, and again, a beautifully weighted pass here by Auckland, and Tuakana Mavave was able to slice through.
Yeah, he's been in everything, Tuakana Mavave, and he's doing a really good job for Auckland around pushing up. Here we go, we've got the big fella running down the sideline. Waitere, need to see more ball in his hand. Great chase here from Nephi Puru, putting pressure on the boys at the back here. And then we go down here with the sharp, nice little show to the right here off around the middle of the park, which is what good nines should be doing. Reach out, nice strong reach out there and underneath the sticks. I think I've been speaking about the middle of the park and building that momentum through the middle of the park, and this is what it creates, a man on the ground. Strong, nice reach out, and a good try here from Aotearoa Māori to bring themselves back into the game. But then just before half-time, one of those tries that you don't want to be able to give away, but again, they find the ball in Francis Ledger's hands, creates that opportunity for his winger, who also executes a pass at speed back to the middle of the park for Tuakana Mavave to score underneath the post to take them into the half-time break.
It's been played in good spirit, although it's been very torrid up through the middle. Pretty even Stevens here. The completion rate from Maori, though, eclipsing that of Auckland, although the 3 tries and the 3 line breaks have contributed to the 10-point lead, albeit that try right at the last moment. But there is plenty of car, there's plenty of attitude on show on the track today, and there'll be plenty to enjoy in the second 40 as well. Stick around. Kickoff for the second half is not too far away. As always, you're watching the action on the platform that has been renowned for its support for the code over many, many years. Of course, we're talking Sky Sport.
This is Wednesday Night League. These are the big guns, 12 teams in the Fox Premiership. 7 of the Women's Premiership. Yes, you're in our house. It's the Auckland Rugby League house.
Here we go!
Welcome to the game. A lot of talent on show again tonight.
There is a lot of talent. timing of that pass, took it right to the line like we were talking about earlier. Beautiful ball out to the winger. What a run, what a beautiful run.
Bang! Oh,
what a hit. Oh, what a damaging hit.
As they say, defense wins championships. So good. Oh, yeah! Oh, that please. Wow!
Just like that.
Talk about history, Charlotte. You're looking at it right here, the new version, the next generation to create a new legacy. Here come the Roosters.
come on, Angelina Lantoa. Chance favours the brave. Let go, pal. How good was that? William for the Mount Albert Lionesses may go all the way, and she does. How about that?
We're in the people business, and that's the most important thing. We're in the people business, and these are my people, and if they're happy, and we're happy, they'll play good footy.
And that completes another cracking Wednesday league.
Until next time, enjoy the great game of rugby league.
Well, kia ora anō e te wē. It's good to have you back with us here and what should be an exciting 40 minutes of rugby league. And saying that too, I'd like to acknowledge those who have helped to bring the action to you via Sky Sport and, of course, Auckland Rugby League's YouTube channel. And in saying that, it's Dynasty Sport and Te Whatu Ora, Trust Community Foundation, Stream Shop, and No Ugly. Ko Dale Tane, and beside me, Adam Blair. Just a little bit more information about the Māori Rugby League and how it fits into our wider sporting history. The first Māori sport was actually put together back in 1908, and it travelled to Australia. The tour was a success, and then it was followed by a tour to Aussie and then to Great Britain in 1910. A separate body, the Māori Rugby League Board of Control, was actually formed back in 1934, and Māori have had a wonderful record of beating international squads over the years with Kiwi stars like Huey McGann or Dean Bell, Clayton Friendly, sorts of guys, as we see them making their way back into Trust's arena. Of course, they played in the Pacific Cup since '74, and now we compete regularly, Māori against the Indigenous Dreamtime team, which is always hotly contested. It's become quite the feature at the start to the NRL year, so it's good to have Māori in that position. They're always hot games, played in tremendous spirit, but also there's a beautiful sense of whakawhanaungatanga that exists when our Aboriginal cousins line up against Māori at the start of each NRL year nowadays, eh, Adam?
Yeah, when I played my first couple of times for the Māori All-Stars, and especially growing up, moving over to Aussie when I was quite young, like you said, it's a bit of a sense of belonging, a sense of reconnecting, and especially for a lot of our Aussie Māori boys that are away from home and only get to come home maybe once a year. It's an opportunity for them early in the year to kickstart the year of feeling like they belong to something again, or feeling like they need to reconnect. And that's what the All-Stars gives our Māori boys, is an opportunity to come in and to be yourself and express yourself in a way that we understand you. But it's a great opportunity for the game to be able to be played, because it's the first big competition game of the year when it comes to rugby league in the NRL calendar. So an opportunity to display our culture to the world, but also display our people to the world, and go out there and do what we do really well, and play some rugby league in a game that connects the community, that connects people together, to showcase why we do what we do, but also to represent our people, our family, ourselves, the people that have got you on that journey, to be able to reconnect with those people as well. So it's a great opportunity that the NRL allow both Māori and the Aboriginal Indigenous boys to play that game, because we've seen over the years how passionate that game is and how much that means to both cultures.
Thanks, Adam. It's good to be calling a Māori Rugby League squad beside you, my friend. Tēnā koe. We're about to get underway here. Work to be done for Māori conceding that late try, but it is retrievable. But it's going to be very important to see who scores first in this second 40. And the action celebrating Auckland Rugby League, its rich history. And you look back in time with the fabulous names of yesteryear, your Ray Cranches and your Tony Krilitiches, your Dennis Keys, through Ken Sterlings and Don Manns and Munga Emerys. I mean, you could go on, and all of those watching today remember the great clashes that Auckland have had against Canterbury through Tawara Nico and Dean Bell. All these guys have worn proudly this blue strip that is being showcased here today in the start of something of a revival. The under-16s, 18s also had a trip in the Auckland gear to the Gold Coast last year, and we anticipate that there will be many more similar efforts going forward. Tusalafa'ale looking on. Auckland puts it deep. Taken at the back by Blix-Tafa. So he just comes forward a few metres. I'm sure the coach Cody Walker would have spoken to this proud Māori outfit and said, fellas, we can do this. We showed enough in that first half, but this Auckland team are very proud also. The footballers involved with this squad really value their individual performance. And, you've got to have integrity on the field, don't you, Adam? You've got to do your role, and if all the roles are played well individually, collectively it all comes together.
Yeah, and I think that's been the biggest difference for me, especially attacking the try lines for both teams. I think Auckland look a lot more structured, and they seem to understand what their roles and jobs are. You get down to the Aotearoa Māori team, and when they're attacking the line, the balls seem to be hitting the ground. A bit like this one earlier here, just went to the ground. They're overworking and they're trying to create things, but rather than just getting through their sets and getting themselves into the game and playing the football they need to by creating momentum. So the first team here, I guess Auckland's done a really good job off the kickoff, 90 metres down, put the pressure back on Aotearoa Māori. This is where Auckland are at their dangerous, is when they're attacking the line, because they've got the likes of Aiden Auckland and Geronimo Doyle leading them around and steering them into the positions to get them to.
Well, they're all very competitive. Ref wants them all to be set in there as Fowler peels away quickly from the second row position. It's a pretty ordinary pass. Left Auckland open and vulnerable as the defenders hit on them pretty quickly. Gives him taking the ball, and he's up and about again. So Doyle sends it on the inside for Sipley. Fowler is with the tackle. Tafua, dummy half. Right edge running now. Quick play the ball. Auckland. There they come. Auckland slipping this time. Fullback chiming in. To Ledger, always dangerous, and then he sees an opportunity and threads the needle. That has been grasped though, and comfortable enough. Referee says, I'm okay with that one. Nathan Brown was the man who was able to get a hand to ball. Let's have another look at Ledger. Just kicks it off the right side of his right boot. There's the restart. That one's gone perhaps deeper than was intended. And the big number 8 carries the ball in. Benjamin, Benedict, Wharton from the Otahuhu Leopards. Tafua with Auckland. Doyle. Stepping. Auckland again. Nice off his right foot, close to the line, does it himself. Well, Auckland, he's a very clever player, and do not ever underestimate his tenacity or his experience. It just lit up. He saw a little gap and thought, that's enough for me, and that's all it took.
Well, they're your key men. They want the ball in hands, and every time, and I said it earlier, this is where Auckland have been dangerous. Geronimo Doyle gets the ball in his hands, and Auckland gets the ball in his hands. They've got structure around them. although they have structure around them, you can still play plays like this where you just get the ball in your hands and make something happen like this, using his right foot. Fenn, get off me. Strong, carries the ball. He's been good. He's organised. He's got Auckland into the positions, and on the back of their front rowers and their back rowers, the halves have done a good job to get them into the positions that they have to be able to score points.
Well, he's been a standout in the Auckland club competition for so long now, and he's a wonderful student of the game, and he knows how to create opportunities and how to capitalise on them from short range at that time. But he sees a lot of what's going to unfold way before others do, and this is a fairly straightforward conversion attempt once again here for Francis Ledger. This will kick it out to 22-6, and precisely what wasn't needed from a Maori standpoint. But sometimes talent can just overcome defensive intent, and that's certainly the case here with Auckland. Played New South Wales Cup this year, with some coaching next as well. I'm led to believe, and he's got plenty to offer young players coming through. Not a young guy himself, though, really. Not an old timer like you, Adam. Me, that's for sure. He's good to watch, though. Always have enjoyed his football. So Māori need to get hold of the footy. They need to work really hard here, quite obviously. What have they got? Well, they're starting to throw some muscle into it too as Sipley comes forward. Very proud as who pull on the Māori jersey. Jake Fowler ripping into his work, and there's an opportunity for them, appealing the Aucklanders, but Māori will get their chance from close range too. One thing about Jake Fowler, he's easy to spot, but he's also, he reminds me a bit of the cheese, doesn't he? In a way.
Chucks himself into everything. He's trying to make a point. He's trying to make a difference. And this is what the Aotearoa Māori need. Someone that's going to come out of line and change the game up. Give them the opportunity to attack the line. Next thing now is Nifai Puru. They need to try and work out how they're going to score a try here and what shapes and structures they're going to have. They've got to be clean around the ruck here. They need ball in this guy's hand. Play this kind of shape here for Wela Hauraki. Change it up. Straight line running. Drop off plays. But got to execute their stuff around the ruck here. Be clean.
Fowler looks even a little bit like Brandon. I think Brandon Smith. Let's see what he can do anyway as he works his magic. He's Tumapia dummy half. Puru. Lovely ball. This is nice. There's the tap. It's still on. Oh, the inside ball just trying to pick up Public's tougher. He's weighted, I think, angling to the right. Would have been beautiful had it have come off, though. All the signs of something special. Weighted back on the inside. Doyle awaiting his chance to get back into the mix.
And that's what's let Aotearoa Māori down near the try line today is, not being able to execute their plays or trying to shift the ball too wide too early. If you can use your back rows up to play them short, drop them back under, create that momentum and play off the back of that, would help them a bit. They're trying to shift the ball a bit here, but they've got to get stuck in here. Someone's got to come out. Fowler's going to come in there again and get stuck in. Try and make a difference. He's ripped it out. No. Here they go.
Oh, I don't know if all that was warranted, but anyway, the referee says, okay, it's okay, it's tough for. Took an exception. Yeah, almost so desperate, aren't they? Desperate to get back onto the scoreboard and can rush the pass, push the pass. That's what happened that time around. But a sense of frustration will be building inside these proud Māori men, you can bet on it. When they look at the scoreboard at 22-6. That's not what their aunties wanted from them, and there's an opportunity for them to get some possession once again. Can't doubt the attitude that Fowler's bringing to the game. He's thrown himself into everything, and at times it can come off.
Yeah, a couple of errors around them with against, I guess, the Auckland boys. He's getting stuck in. He's making it hard work for the Aucklanders around the play the ball area. He's getting stuck in defensively. He's a nice, strong defender. I feel like he's been the most willing, I think, from the middle of the park going after the Auckland team. Looks like a tough kid. He's playing some good footy at the minute. They just need to play again, and I'll say it again. They've got to get themselves back into the game. You don't need to chase the game. There's plenty of time left. Go through your structures, go through your shape, execute it real simple, play some footy at the same time, but making sure that you get to the end of your sets.
Get to the sets and control what happens at that point too. I respect your viewpoint there. You can be just trying too hard too soon, whereas at the moment they're just being a little bit more patient, direct running, and let's see how they fare at the back end of 6. Is young Jake Ken. So he's wrapped up. Tackle count getting deep into the set now, but no need to panic. There's still another to go. It's been a sensible set from Te Tima Māori. The big number 8 coming back on, Harry Durbin, holding it up. There it is. There's the pass. What's going to happen here? To Mavave. Clever play from Ollie. Clever play. He timed it beautifully. But that was better from Māori, with Tawha given a chance at the back end of the set. So there's the ball. I think it was covered too if he had a step back on the inside, but hats off to Tua Mavava. It's an outstanding game, 2 tries, and that defensive play was definitely a try saver.
He's been in everything, and that's what you want from a fullback as well, is you're the last man. You got to make that tackle. So when a defensive read's been made wrong here, someone's come out of the line, great vision from the half to try and get the ball over the top, but again, as wingers, we all know that their job is to score tries in the corner. Sometimes you got a good fullback that defends it really well. That's what he's done there. Tua Mavavi put himself in a position, taken him out, got his job done.
His old man was a fine footballer too, and an interesting character. There's some heat on in there, but you'd understand why not. Here's dead Paddy, Kiwi number 643. And, one of the regulars at the Ex-Kiwis Association annual gathering.
Yeah, they're getting stuck into each other. But again, Aotearoa Māori can't afford to be giving penalties away and allowing Auckland into their half. We've seen what they can do when they get inside the half. Aiden, Geronimo doing their best work down here off the back of a couple of their big forwards and these strong carries like this.
Well, Jamal Hunt's back into the mix too, and that's an ominous sign too, because he was very, very good through the opening exchanges for the first 10-15 minutes. Dummy half work for Tawha. Action first receiver. Willingness to get onto the ball. Here comes Sipley. Look at him go. Look at Big Pat go. Oh, gee whiz. He's cut his locks and given him an extra amount of speed from dummy half. Too clever, too smart. Beautiful play. And Makai Tafua is in to score. And like a dagger into the heart of the Māori ambition. And it all came very quickly. You mentioned giving away penalties. That's how costly they can be. Look at this carry.
And this is what Auckland have been doing really well down inside the half of the Aotearoa Māori, is they've sent their big runners into weaker defenders, or even, a couple of defenders, but they've been able to build momentum off the back of that. And the likes of Aiden Ackland is too smart. He's taken their ball right to the line here. He's taken a whack for it. But then you've got Sipley running that strong line. He's carried them 30 metres nearly. And then a nice, smart play here from Maka, who I had in the SG ball team this year. Smart hooker around there, smart 9, loves to go from dummy half, and scored a nice try off the back of Pat Sipley's strong carry. There he is, our mate Fowler getting stuck in, having a bit of fun of what he does, rugby league.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Frustration builds. You're not coaching in a similar capacity this year, though, Adam. What would you say of the structures we're starting to see develop through the Auckland competition and wider provincial competitions, as far as creating pipelines for young talent to come through, that we could utilise here rather than what we witnessed in your case, where you were sort of not forced to go offshore, but obviously there'll be some who want to go offshore anyway. I mean, you wanted to get away from milking cows, so it was very understandable.
And doing fencing at 11 and 12 years old, they were carrying posts down hills. And, you know, those kind of things when you're 12 years old. But hey, it gave me, you know, some life lessons early on at a 12-year-old, as a 12-year-old. But I think the pathways that the Warriors are back up and running that have needed to be there for a long time. You know, you got your Harold match, you got your academy under that, you got your SG born 19s boys, and you got your 21s. Now that we have those pathways up and going, it may take a couple of years, maybe 3 to 4 years, where it's humming again. But the best thing that the Warriors can do, and that Auckland can do, and New Zealand Rugby League can do, is to create our pathway so that they're strong, that no one wants to leave. We're not going to be able to keep everyone, but the guys that want to play at home, they want to stay grounded, they want to play for the Warriors, want to play in these competitions, we will keep those boys, and those are the ones we want to lean on, and you want to grow and develop. So, you know, coach our coaches so that our kids are coming into the development pathways prepared and ready to go.
Well, part of it too is the re-establishment of the mana of the Auckland Strip, and all the structures that are coming in place as a result of the Warriors looking closely at the Penrith and other clubs' models where success is developed, utilising localised talents. And we're certainly no shortage of talent. I mean, look at what's on show here this afternoon, and our women's game, and now in this one, as Māori find themselves in a better field position, and with a chance they'll need to score to just even put some pride into the scoreline at 28-6. They'll be feeling pretty down, but it's taking nothing away from Auckland, who've deserved their lead with some classy play.
Well, they've defended well down here, but then also Aotearoa Māori haven't done themselves any favours. They overplayed a couple of times there. They've had a couple of opportunities. The winger last time when Tuakana got him out. So the opportunities have been there. They just haven't been able to execute it. Nephi Puru needs to get on the ball a little bit more and organise the Aotearoa Māori around the field and play some shape off him. I'd like to see him play short a lot, maybe run himself. And there we go again. Aotearoa Māori give themselves an opportunity to attack the line, and the first chance they get, they drop the ball.
Yeah, that is a coach killer, and they worked hard to get field position, and then without a tackle being made, it's ball down. So, well, nothing really to explain that for Rewiti. He'll be as disappointed as anyone else there.
Be getting a little bit frustrated, I think, the Aotearoa Māori every time they get down there. You know, and you want to try and execute your plays, and I've been speaking about it. I think the best play then would have been either to Nephi Puru play short to the back rower, just to get down and play the ball, to get themselves in the momentum of the game, to get a feel for the game again. Because by the feel of the game and by the look of it, it's just tackling practice for Aotearoa Māori at the minute.
Yeah, and they've got no need to do anything else. So the blue team with the football, and Jamal Hunt, he's deceptively fast for a big guy. Takes 4 defenders to put him away, ultimately on the halfway line. Here they come, Auckland building again. It's Tafua, threw up the middle, charging run here. Another good carry for Shone Fowl. And there is no respite here for Ngai Māori. They are under the pump as that one is drilled through. It's taken at the back this time by Rewiti. Just needs to hold his ground here. Not try to do too much too soon. The last chance for success when Oli Tuamavave had that try stopper down his end of the ground really came off after sustained effort and controlled play through the set. At the moment, I think everyone's sort of looking to perhaps pop the miracle ball when it's time to just grind your way forward. Perhaps this is an example of the back slam there from Fowl. Powerful as we get a glimpse onto the seat. Frustration building. There is no doubt of that. And this time around, Harry Durbin too. So too many errors happening for the boys in green, and sometimes that's what happens in footy.
Yeah, and I think that's been the biggest thing for Aotearoa Māori is their ball handling. Yes, the contact's been big, but at the same time, your focus should be ball first and making sure that you secure that. But Dale, we talk about how far, the reach of this game can go. I just got a message from Isaac Luke sitting at home over in Brizzy saying, hey, give me a shout out. So Isaac Luke, bully, I know you're tuning in, brother. Leave our kids here. We don't want them to take them off to Australia and take them to your school, Marsden. I know you're the first coach there. So, shout out to Bully.
Yeah, how cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Shout out to Hawera. Shout out to Dom. Shout out to all the whānau down South Taranaki. Ka pai. Nice to know that you're watching on, and Isaac, all the best to you and your whānau, brother. So here we are. Let's. That's what we need. He could have been right in this, mate.
Well, he
come on, Bully. Come on home and put on the Māori jersey again, bro.
He is running around for Magpies in the Queensland Cup, doing a pre-season there. I think he's trying to make a comeback into the game.
Well, there's some good talent on show here today. Isaac, looking for those of you at home, again, acknowledging Sky Sport and those who have put the game together. Auckland Rugby League, Whatuora, Trust Community Foundation and Dynasty, who are the apparel manufacturers, luckily enough. So there's the Waitakere City Athletic Club. Did you do any athletics as a young man there?
I dabbled in everything, Dale. I did a bit of hockey as well. I just loved sport and being out and outdoors. Maybe just getting off the farm, to be honest, because I was sick of doing all the hard work. But I loved every sport, bit of volleyball, bit of basketball, hockey, whatever was going. Athletics, jump over a few hurdles.
Good on you. There's a lot of athletics goes on at this park. Maya Sands has shown some promise, but they haven't been able to get him the football in good position. There's big Jamal Hunt. He's a tough nut to crack too, Jamal, out of dummy half. This is better play. Harry Durbin meets up with big Sionef Fiao, and while he was going no further, let's put it that way, he gets to his feet and plays it just outside the 40. A lot of these guys in the Auckland squad came off the back of their zonal competition, the championship, the NRL, not so very long ago, whereas I'm sure some of these Māori guys would have finished their club footy a long, long time ago, and even though they might have convened for the National Māori tournament in Rotorua, which is held on Labour weekend, the reality is I think that many of them haven't played a lot of ball since club competition ended, perhaps back in August or thereabouts. It's not being used as an excuse, just it's hard to get the combos right when everyone's at varying degrees of preparedness. And I take my hat off to the Māori squad for taking these games on at short notice and in a compressed time frame and camps. I think they've really only been together for a few days, to be honest, in the lead up to this one. 28-6 though, take nothing away from the Auckland effort. It has been very good and 5 tries racked up and going pretty well off the kicking tee as well. Mr. Ledger, as he tends to do regularly, Auckland inside. And there's really nowhere to look, nowhere to hide. Well, nowhere to hide anyway, there's plenty to look at. Guys barreling towards you. For Māori, the crossfield kick can also prove to be problematic if challenged, and it was nicely taken in the end. And forced back. The big boys of ARL, it's Sefo and Tusa. Real good guys too, really willing to share their knowledge of the game. The young players coming through. Well, you could forgive Māori for being just a little breathless at the moment. Sucking in the big ones. It's been a pretty torrid time for them out there, certainly in the second half. They went to the break at 16-6. 28-6 the scoreline here. They really haven't scored since the 35th minute through Pumapi's darting effort close to the line.
Yeah, they might need to get the outside backs in here to get stuck into some of the Auckland middles. They've got a couple of the big boys back on the field. Got a nice little penalty here from a few ill discipline. But the only way, if the middles are working hard for the Aotearoa Māoris, if they're working hard, you may need to get some of those faster guys in at the back. Maya Sands, you mentioned him, get in the hand in his ball through the middle of the park. If you look at that Auckland side, they've got about 4 or 5 big boys, big bodies. get some of that fast leg speed around them and get them moving laterally. We'll see test them out and see if they can make those tackles back to back to back.
This called Waka. Perhaps he's just sparking them in the way that is needed as Durbin gets hold of the football and comes careering towards the line. He wants to get on with it quickly. Here's to play the ball. Here's Pumapi. He's across the line. Can he get the ball to ground? It looks as though he has. That's try number 2 for Pumapi. Could this be something of sparking a revival? In a moment, it will be 28-12. That was good lead-up work. You picked that one nicely, actually, Adam. And the backs did come in exactly what you thought should happen. And Kolwaka put some heat on up through the middle, and that resulting play from Pumapi really came off the back of the outside guys having to go through the inside.
Well, that's been Aotearoa Māori's biggest players running from the 9 position. They've created that momentum through a nice strong carry off the tap. You've got Harry Durbin running in nice and behind the ruck and making those middles actually have to tackle and work hard to get their bodies in front. Loose on the ground, he comes out and gets another strong try, that, as all 9 should do, close to the line. When there's man down, you try and get over it. And that's what he's done really well first try and now the second try. And I think that's where Aotearoa Māori can build their momentum. Bring their outside backs in, get them fast around the ruck, make them move. Your fullback, get them in there. Lewity, make them run. Make those middles start thinking about moving their feet closer to the tackle and getting some loose tackles and some one-on-ones. Harry Durbin poking those through. No mark is perfect. Still had some work to do here. 3 people around him, 4. Still managed to get the ball down. Strong carry. Points out the ref, lets him know I got that try.
The ref was well positioned too as well. We don't acknowledge the referees as much as we should, but Paki has been really committed to his craft as well across the years, and he's held in high regard too in his abilities. But he was right on the spot there, and now the deficit, well, it's still a tough 16. But we've seen stranger things happen. If they can score quickly here, well, they might just set us up for something of an exciting finish. They've got a long way to go. Here's Harry Durbin, runs straight into the big wall that is your number 23, Mosese Whaiamani from Glenora. And hats off as well to Sean Tempest from Tatatu. And Samuel Nati from Manukau, all named here in the Auckland squad. Ricky Tarangi likewise, Ngati Pikia. Tama Petara. Also for Deiwi Māori. Just asking for some to come back up on the inside. Hard work indeed again for Ticehurst. But that try would have given them some confidence. Stepping back on the inside to a wall of blue. Here's the kick. Instead of going deep. It's well taken. Beautifully taken. Needing to get the ball away over the top. Tap on. Kicked in. Still alive. But not for long. Sandwiched. Well, some opportunities there. Adam Blair, your thoughts?
Yeah, great little. I don't know if Francis knew he was coming in, but I think he could have gone right foot here, straight back to the middle of the park. Options still there to go, just didn't execute this last play here. Look, nice work from Maya Sands there, getting stuck in. Opportunities have been there for Aotearoa Māori, just haven't been able to execute them.
Te Auckland. Yeah, big right step. Might have just got away from Tua Mavave, who's coming across. But, well, we're not to know, are we? Because he tried it over the top, almost came off, was entertaining, but ultimately ended up with no cigar. Quick play the ball, deliver it up here for is back into the mix, and they'll go downtown Auckland. They're looking at the scoreboard knowing that this is well in control with 11 to play. But Māori will be on the scramble here. And here they go, just driving the young Māori flyer back a few more metres. Jalan Reweti for Ngati Porou. Sands. Ledger. And after that scare, it feels as though just they've lifted themselves a little bit more, Auckland. Try and nullify those potential breaks and attacks. Fio across the top, Doyle in the mix as well. Lovely rivalry between the cousins. Geronimo, Navajo. It's that's the latter. Everyone calls him Buddha. I'm not quite sure why.
No. Must be good luck. Not today though yet.
But it hasn't quite
Not
worked
yet.
out today, has it,
Not
mate?
yet. You know, 10 minutes ago I've seen things happen from this. With that much time remaining, I've seen weirder things than this happen.
Tēnā Harry Durbin with to play the ball on the 50. On the far side of the field, just trying for a bridge too far maybe that time. And Cole Walker unable to reel it in. If you've just joined us, noting the success for Māori across the Auckland squad. 24-16 it was, and that was a hard-fought contest played earlier on today. But we might be witnessing something of a regular meeting here, and this is the start of it. And as John Devonshire, the chair of Māori Rugby League, said, it's disappointing to have everyone try so hard and work so hard in the Māori tournament only to be named in a paper team. And so this gives some meat on the bones for those who have worked hard and are successful in that way. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this as some sort of developing annual fixture between Māori and Auckland. And of course, the prospects that supports as well as Fial finds a hole. Oh, he's tough. He's plenty tough too, Sione. And just at the last moment, that's got a rush of blood. They're over enthusiastic. Let's have a look what happens here as he gets towards the line. It's just a drop ball. Maybe he's trying to get the ball around the outside for the pass. A couple of characters, those dudes, aren't they?
And that's what Auckland's done well today, is that they've used their big boys up smartly, played them out wide, played them through the middle, put them on smaller defenders, used their power, their strength, their feet to be able to build momentum and create that space. Very unlucky to get their ball around the corner, because that could have been another try for Auckland. But again, I say it, any time they're down inside the half, they look threatening every time they have the ball, the Auckland team, that's for sure. And Aotearoa Māori can't seem to handle those big bodies enough, and that's hence why the score is 28-12.
Well, I guess they could have blown out. They wouldn't want to concede another. There's some respectability in that scoreline, bearing in mind the situation as far as preparation is concerned. But they won't want any excuses made for them. At this stage, they've been better today, the Auckland team. Tuamavavi's been standout with 2 tries, a definite try saver. Whainga with that lead-off try and some lovely touches from Aiden Ackland also. But they've been ably supported too, with the big boys up the middle there, and Phil and Jamal Hunt and Francis, of course, out wide. Geronimo's been steady, as you would expect, with his experience and of his calibre. Once again, Durbin, Big Harry, wrestles his way to his feet. My apologies, I think it was indeed Dan Ticehurst. So Harry and Dan, somewhat similar. Or maybe not. That one's Harry. I don't look anything alike. What am I saying? Ticehurst looking to get one here. There it is, the cut-out ball. Runners, corner, right, stepping back. There's the dive for the corner. Did he get there? Adam, on to you.
Oh, I'm thinking he was in that same position before. They're going to give it anyway, but he's in that same position before. Tuamavavi saves the try earlier. If he goes right foot here, I think he gets it, but he still gets it anyway. This is a great finish. Francis Lee just does this a couple of times where he's coming onto the jammed in on fresh air. Yeah, I don't know, even if he comes in off his right foot, I reckon he might get tackled by both Geronimo and Tuamavavi, but this is good vision here. I think it's the 3rd time he's chucked this over top of Francis Ledger, who's set in that position. Maya Sands, great hands here, but a great finish, like all wingers do. And this is what they do really well, is finish tries. Great try from Aotearoa Māori, but hey, they built momentum through the middle of the park. They did a little shift, they got in behind the ruck. that's where they found some momentum, and then being able to create a space out wide, a bit like that. The opportunity's been there for them, especially on their right side with Francis Ledger coming in off his centre position, and being able to execute, just having to being able to execute the plays.
Look, they're proud Māori men. I'm really pleased for Aotearoa there, noting the skill level of those who were intent on denying him that try. It was almost like deja vu for him too, and that dive for the corner was the right way to finish. For a time I thought, well, you might have to prop and step back on the inside as he was barrelling down the line, but in the end he chose the right way around, and 28-16's got a much better ring than 28-12. Let's see how this one comes around, or will it get anywhere near? No, it won't. Not long to go here, but a bit of respectability into the scoreline, and these clashes, no doubt in years to come, will be hotly contested, and perhaps some modifications to the program in the lead up too. Let's have another look. Beautiful finish there. Mavave flying across to do his best, but Aotearoa, Waikato man, and to score for Aotearoa New Zealand Māori. Well, you've seen stranger things that would require something quite special here. He's got to score 3 times, 7 days, so maybe not, but even so, putting their hand up, saying, well, we might have let a few tries in today, but we're still doing our best. Just under 6 to play.
There's space here around Francis Ledger, I think. If those middle forwards want to look up and just chuck a pass in here, you might get an opportunity to get Francis caught out of position. They've got to play some footy, Aotearoa Māori. They can't lock the ball up. Got to go after the game. Only 5 minutes to go.
Yep.
Score some points. Play through them here, offside here from marker position. Play from out the back. This stuff here.
Needing to get the ball out quickly as well. Shane Pumapi's had a very strong game. Dicehurst back on the inside, finding Rewiti.
That was unlucky, that one. Francis Ledger was stuck in that marker position. Thought there was opportunity to get out to Aotearoa with his speed, his finishing game. Not to be done.
Oh, they're pleased with this victory. It will be a proud moment for these guys too to pull on the fully fledged Auckland strip after wearing those of the regional play involved in wider New Zealand competitions. But it'll be very pleasing for that man also, co-captain Francis and Aidan, to have guided the crew through to this result. It's what was hoped for too, I'm sure, by Auckland Rugby League. Not so by Aotearoa Māori Rugby League. As we see once again Doyle onto Ledger. Ledger will finish it off. Back on the insides. Beautiful finish. Superb finish. And what a way to put the icing on the cake for Whiaiwa Whainga. Full of class, that one. And he found himself in space, Francis, and just weaved his magic, and the tapestry he created with his winger will sit up on the mantelpiece for many years to come.
Yeah, I was about to say the winger should have stayed on his wing, but with the skill of Francis and knowing where his winger was, the flick pass was Benji-like, round the back, round the corner to a flying winger who finished off the try nice and strong. Here, look, Geronimo Doyle, he's been good all day. Francis Ledger here, stay on your wing. No, comes under him, flick pass here. Look at him go. Inside, outside. Big boy, strong. Can't handle him. Great try. Great experience here from Francis Ledger and Geronimo Doyle here. Good skill. Flick pass. Just knowing where he was. That is Benji Marshall.
Yeah, that's wrecker, man. That's a deadly one, all right. Beautiful play from Francis. He's like the sleeping giant at times, that bloke, isn't he? He's always got something clever up his sleeve. And it was really lovely to watch. Beautiful combination with Whainga. And again, hats off to those who put the combo together. Often combative, of course. It's Point Chev against Otahu. They have a huge rivalry going back years. But when they're in the same team, I think there's a sort of admiration for each other's skill sets, and they've worked really well, haven't they, down the left side, Francis and Forever. Beautiful try. Hope we get another look at it too, because it deserves another showing. There we go with Francis to add the extras, and sadly it kicks the scoreline out to a 34-16 if he's successful. And he certainly is there. As we count it down towards full time, we are reminded that there are some gun athletes out here. Here's your try scorer, and we get another look at it. Geronimo played his part, beautifully controlled, and the pass expertly timed. The smoothness of that delivery, well, it's creamier than a Ponsonby latte, let's put it that way. Fantastic play. Māori will have the ball. There we go, on the 30-metre line. Well, it's been entertaining. The main thing is that we've witnessed the resurrection of the jersey. The pride and mana in the Māori strip undeniable. This is setting the stage for what will be wonderful celebrations of our code for many years to come. As we count it down, acknowledging the terrific skills on show. This, I'm assuming, would be the last game of the year for all of these guys, and probably for you and I as well, Adam. So it's a lovely way to conclude 2023 from a rugby league perspective.
Yeah, it's a great way to finish, especially being able to call an Aotearoa Māori's team who I have a real great connection with, our Māori co-poppers, and being around at a lot of their tournaments during the year, but also to see the Auckland team back out again. You know, if this becomes a fixture moving forward, I'm sure we're going to get a lot more whānau from overseas coming back into playing at those tournaments at Rotorua, where we can go out there and display our people, our culture, and our athleticism and our talent on the stage, where we can show it to the world as well. We don't know how far this is going though. We've got it in Australia, people are watching it over there. It could have made the UK. We might getting boys taken over to the UK off some of these games. So it's a great way to finish the season for us, to be able to call this game, to be able to showcase our people and our boys, and what was a great occasion for both teams.
Well, you know, for those of us old enough to remember Carlaw Park and the wonderful characters and identities and the clubs associated with the old Carlaw, well, it's so pleasing to see Auckland Rugby League again on screen, in the blue, in the white, and that was a magnificent performance here this afternoon. Well, it's one apiece because Wahine Māori, Wahine Toa was successful with a 24-16 scoreline earlier on today, and fitting too that Francis Ledger and the Auckland captained squad come away with a 34-16 victory here this afternoon. A great game of football played, tremendous spirit, hotly contested, but there can only be one winner, and this time around it's Auckland Rugby League, the supreme with a victory here in West Auckland. They win this one against Aotearoa New Zealand Māori 34-16. Well, here they come, and the acknowledgement that each of the teams are affording each other is respectful, and that's the way that sport should conclude as well. Adam, your thoughts here as we look at these two teams proudly coming together and acknowledging each other's efforts?
Yeah, definitely rugby league is the winner at the end of the day, and it brings people together, and we know that for a fact. Communities get involved, kids get involved, families get involved, and we get to go out there and display, all our knowledge and our skill and our talent on the field where we enjoy it the most. So those boys out there today did no disrespect to anyone. They went out there and wore their heart on their sleeve, both Aotearoa Māori and Auckland. They put pride in that jersey. They went out there and played with mana. So it's great to see those boys, wherever they're from, represent their people and their families, both in Aotearoa and the Auckland boys as well.
Well, great to have you with us. We're going to take a break, come back, and there'll be a presentation here that you can share some time with us on Sky Sport. Auckland 34, Aotearoa New Zealand Māori 16.
massive shout out to the ARL aunties. They have been promoting alcohol-free, positive sideline behaviour, making sure that everybody is encouraging everybody to enjoy rugby league.
.16 scoreline here, and a well-deserved victory for Auckland Rugby League over the Māori squad. These are the stats. Completion rates, could have been better, but the conditions weren't exactly conducive to high completion rates. It was a bit slick out there, but it was certainly an entertaining game as well. Let's have a look at a couple of the tries as we await the two teams who are coming together for the presentation. And these taonga to be played for in the years to come. Perhaps the best try of them all was this one. Have a look at the little pass that's flicked on the inside from Francis Ledger, and that's just set it up beautifully for Whainga. That was the second try of the afternoon. He scored the very first one too, and another similarly slick pass as well from the experienced co-captain. The cut-out ball over the top created an opportunity for Oblix Tawha to score. And at that stage, we were looking at a 28-16 scoreline, but that late try pushed the scoreline out to 34-16. There's a lot more at stake here than just a game of rugby league. Quite obviously, it's about rebuilding the mana of both organisations for Auckland Rugby League. It has been a long time coming when the proud strip of yesteryear has seen light. There's another look as the ball goes over the top. So a few missed opportunities here for Māori. They'll rue their decisions at times when they get a chance to look at the tape. But hats off to Auckland, who were very good. Shane Pumapi was in excellent form today, scoring 2 tries from close range. And he obviously is a player with tremendous ability. And Oli Tuamavave was great. Have a look at this run from Pat Sipley. It was a bulldozing carry and ultimately resulted in points for Auckland. They were very good today, and the combinations, bearing in mind that they don't play together regularly, were exceptional. That try was from Tafua, as we look at the taonga specifically carved to acknowledge this milestone, this game. And I remind you earlier today, 24-16 winners were Wahine Toa over the Auckland squad, as we see the huddle in there. And congratulations to all of the connections there from the Auckland Rugby League squad. Put together in haste, Sefo Fuimano, Tusa Lafaele, and these guys have come together too, just reminding each other that we need to keep our heads up, fellas, and we came together at short notice. We went out and did our best, and now we know what's expected, what we'll come up against when we face up against Auckland. Daniel Ticehurst gave us all, as did Nathan Brown in shot there. There's Harry Durbin beside them also. Each of them with these beautiful jerseys, which they will keep themselves because, well, resale value when you've got your own name on the back, perhaps it's not as high as if they weren't there. But Maya Sands into the mix, and they come acknowledging each other. So it's been a hard-fought game here this afternoon, but there's been plenty to like, and once again acknowledging all the connections. And as we wrap up our coverage, although we are going across shortly to the presentation, just want to remind all of our rugby league people from around the country about the Marist Saints and what's ahead for them after fire destroyed their club this week. The outpouring of support has been truly remarkable, and we wish them well. Let's go across now to the presentation.
Was commissioned to make these for the game, for this historic occasion, as we welcome rugby league back into Auckland. And the big white V getting back involved with rugby league.
Just waiting for them to come up on here. Is the
Tui
man.
a te heke. Tui a i runga, tui a i raro karongo te pō, karongo te ao. I te kōrero, i te wānanga pua, taka pua, whio, te maramahu nuku, te maramahu rangi. Uhi, wero, ko tai mai ngā toki. Whānau, whanake, hara mai te Māori, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation for the return of Auckland. On stage with me at this time, please put your hands together for the CEO of the ARL, Bex Russell, alongside board member of Aotearoa New Zealand Maori Rugby League, Titia Graham. Homai te paki. I'd like to welcome forward and ask our presenter for our taonga to come forward. He is the 51 Test veteran for the Kiwis. He is a warrior, a Bronco, a West Tiger, and also a Māori All-Star. Please welcome Adam Blair. To start our post-match presentation, we would like to give the most valuable player of this match. From Auckland, number 7, Eden Ackland.
Well, Eden Ackland's been such a wonderful contributor, as we mentioned. He's been a mentor to many, even though he's a young man himself, but his playing ability and his guts and commitment when on the field is exceptional. Let's hear from him.
You know, cheers to the boys. You guys made me look real good out there today. These boys would bash me all day. I'm pretty sore at the moment, but you know, well done to the New Zealand Māoris as well. I think you're in camp for 2 days, and fuck, you guys look real good today. You know, it was an awesome event, and you know, I hope we can keep doing it for years to come. Cheers. Thank you.
Eden Ackland there, and proud family, proud.
Your most valuable player, Eden Ackland. At this time, I'd like to call on the captain of Aotearoa New Zealand Māori Rugby League, Ko Waka, to come forward and share a few words.
Firstly, I'd just like to say thanks to Auckland Rugby League for setting this up, and Aotearoa New Zealand Māori Rugby League as well. It's an awesome event and looking forward to it every year. To the Auckland team, congrats, bros. You guys were the better team today. It was a tough game out there, scrappy from both sides, but man, it was a tough game, and congrats, well-deserved win. To the bros, all good. Like we've just had a chat, just get around each other tonight and celebrate each other in the week. Thank you.
Well, short and sweet there from Ko Waka, but to the point, wasn't it?
And now we turn the time over to the captain of the Auckland Rugby League side, Francis Ledger, to come forward and share a few words.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing us all here safely. Secondly, just like to give a big mihi to all the New Zealand Māoris. Like we said, always tough, especially playing for your culture. You guys brought it to us. Obviously, there's a lot of sore bodies over there. The score doesn't reflect how physical the game was. So just from me and all the boys, we just want to congratulate all of you guys for being selected and then coming out and giving us a good game. I appreciate you guys. You too, Colin, leading the boys. To our boys, from the top, from Vigo, TJ, everyone down, to the coaching staff, to all of us players, to the tight jerseys that we got given. Thank you very much for the under-16s jerseys that we got given to play in this game. Make us look not like NRL players, but no, I just want to say thank you very much. Again, I told you guys in the huddle, it's an honour and privilege to lead you guys out alongside Ackers, and to get the win is an added bonus. So thank you very much. I hope you guys all have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and it's probably time for Merry Christmas. So thank you.
Kia ora to you as well, Francis.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask Adam Blair to come forward and present the trophy for the winners of the return to Auckland battle between Aotearoa and New Zealand Māori and your winners, Auckland Rugby League.
So this is the taonga that has been played for, and I'm assuming will
Mihiana
be
kia
played
tātou
for.
katoa to everyone that made it here, those that come from afar, from Rotorua, from the Pikia Warriors, to those that are from here, the local town of Auckland here in Henderson. E mihiana kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
There we come. I'm waiting for the big taonga in the air. Auckland, winners the return of the Auckland jersey. And there it is, Hoama, great to have you with us today on Sky Sport. And hats off to all who helped to facilitate bringing together these proud rugby league entities. To Ngai Māori stood proudly here today, but so did Auckland Rugby League as they reinstate the mana in the jersey, and we thank them for doing so. This will be a feature of play for many years to come. We are assuming, as we see some of the imagery of what made this afternoon so special. Earlier today as well, our wahine tour took to the field, so it's setting the stage beautifully for what will follow. Here's Aiden Ackland stepping off that right leg. He saw a hole, shot through it, as he has done many, many times in his illustrious career. And he is a proud co-captain, and should be too, the way he stood beside Francis Leger today. They're thoroughly deserving of the taonga this time around, but it will be hotly contested in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the action from out in West Auckland. Thanks again to all who contributed to today's coverage, the Stream Shop, Dynasty Sport, No Ugly, Te Whatuora, the Trust Community Foundation, and of course the platform that has supported the code of rugby league for so many years. Isn't that what sport is all about, as these two proud squads come together? A little bit of interplay as well and tomfoolery, but really they're just standing up for the people who have been in their corner as young athletes. Well, nei rā te mihi ka koutou katoa e hoa mā mai ngā hau e whā. Kia ora rau atu ki kia o manakitanga ki te kaupapa whakahapai te kemo futu poro liki. No reira ngā rangatira mā ngā kui karaua me ngā whānau katoa o Aotearoa. Nei rā te mihi ka koutou. Hei ko nei rā. All the best and enjoy the summer. It's probably our last coverage of rugby league on Sky Sport for 2023. But it's been a pleasure being part of the broadcast team to do just that. All the best to you, your whānau, over the summer, and thanks so much for supporting the beautiful code of rugby league. And as you know, you've been watching the action right here on the home of rugby league in NZ, Sky Sport. Mauri ora, kia tata.